What's going on, guys? This is Sidney Cumbie once again with yet another makeup video. Actually, this is not really a makeup video as much as sort of an effects video. This is the live cast of Doug Jones. If you don't know who Doug Jones is, you probably have seen him in about a dozen different movies. Doug is a huge creature actor. He's like the #1 in the business. He's one of the best. He's amazing. What I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to put some images on the screen of some characters that he played, just so that you get an idea, because you've probably seen him on TV before or in film. So check it out, guys. I think I'm going to have it somewhere around here. Alright, so yes, so we live cast Doug Jones. This came about because he asked me to do makeup on him one day, and I sort of freaked out. I was like, oh no, like, this guy's like, he's had the best makeup artist in the world do makeup on him, and he's a crazy awesome actor, and he wants me to do makeup on him. So I'm like, whoa, what is he thinking? Me? So, you know, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up, so I said, sure, let's do this. But I'm gonna need a live cast. We set a date. It was like super quick. A couple of days later, we did the cast. It wasn't really planned out as much as we should have planned it, but I called up two of my friends, Lawrence and Alana Rose. Lawrence is a really talented makeup artist as well as sculptor. He had a location, so we're like, all right, we'll do it there. And then Alana Rose, you might remember Alana Rose from 2 seasons of Face Off. And she's another really talented makeup artist as well as sculptor. And so I grabbed those two guys, and well, we did it. Sure, we had some mishaps with, we ruined some silicone at the very beginning, which is not a good thing because silicone is super expensive. So make sure you plan things out a little bit more, and especially if you're doing a celebrity, be more prepared. But yeah, that's nothing. I mean, it's all right. But we got some really good casts out of it. I just dropped off a cast yesterday to RBFX, Roland over at RBFX. You may remember RBFX from some of my previous videos of me using his prosthetics. Top of the line, best prosthetics you can get. So make sure you check it out, RBFX. So I dropped it off to him. He's going to do a nice correction on it as well as mold it for me. So I'm going to get a lot of casts of Doug. So that is awesome. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a makeup on him. It's going to be amazing. But this right here is going to be the video of us live casting him. It's not a tutorial. It's just us live casting Doug Jones. I might be talking a little bit during the video, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's get this thing started. All right, guys. What they are doing here, this is Lawrence and Alana, and they're applying the bald cap while I am back there in the background mixing all of the silicone and getting everything ready to go. And when you're doing a live cast and you're using silicone, make sure you're not using latex gloves and that you do not have a latex bald cap, because latex does not set against or silicone does not set against latex, so do not do it. And so this bald cap is vinyl. You can use vinyl or plastic bald caps when doing a live cast out of silicone. Oh, they're just switching his chairs. Make sure your model or whoever you're live casting is super comfortable, because they're going to be there for quite a while. And their comfort is one of your main priorities, because soon they're not going to be able to see. They're barely going to be able to hear, and they're going to have to breathe through their nose, and only through their nose for the next, at least an hour to 2 hours. So make sure they are extremely comfortable, guys. So Alana and Lawrence are doing a great job applying that bald cap. Pretty awesome. Now it looks like I have the plaster bandages, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip them up into different sizes. I like to do it in like a 24-inch long, and then a 12-inch long, and then a 6-inch long little strips of plaster. The long ones are going to go along the bottom and around the down the center, while the small ones you just fill in. Or you want to get some really small ones too. Maybe rip up some slimmer ones for around the nose when you're applying around the nose, because again, you don't want to plug the nostrils, so you want to go around the nose. So smaller ones will be able to go around the nose. And so again, he's still making that bald cap perfect, trying to rip away as much as possible. But look at that, doesn't that look good? The bald cap is pretty amazing. Lawrence did a pretty darn good job. And here's what we did wrong. This is sad. You don't need a release with the smooth on silk. With the silk, you don't need a release. I was convinced by somebody, I won't say who, to put a release on some stuff. And look, I was just being precautious because it is Doug Jones. It's a pretty big deal. And so we wasted quite a bit of this silicone, the silk. We wasted quite a bit of it. So just make sure you do research before you do a live cast, because obviously we knew what we were doing, but you know, even if you know what you're doing, you can still mess up. So it happens. Do not listen to somebody. If you know something and somebody tries to tell you it's wrong, go with your gut. I should have just went with it. So, you know, we wasted a little bit, but we got it done, because I always buy way too much silicone just in case. So we wasted all that, but now we're smearing it on. I usually go for the eyes first and the eyebrows, so I can just lay that down real quick so I don't get any bubbles in the deep sockets. And then I'll go around the mouth and the nose. Because again, you got to be really careful around the nose. You want them to be able to breathe. This is not like the old days where they stick straws in the nose. Straws distort the nostrils, so therefore you want to just leave the nostrils clear. I know it takes a little bit more work. See what I'm doing right there, but I have the whole nose covered, but I leave the nostrils clear because you gotta let the model breathe. I mean, that's like the most important thing in this. You know, you got comfort, but you gotta let them breathe, you know, to be comfortable. Jeez. And so we're keeping his nostrils clear. And now the green layer is the smooth on silk, and now this is the smooth on standard set. So this is a standard body double, and the good thing about having two different colors is that you know what's already been coated. So once you do a nice coat with the green, you go over it with the blue, then you know everything has been covered. And because we didn't have enough of the green, we just did it over his face and head, because that's the most important part. His shoulders are just a plus. And so we're getting a nice even cover. And you know, when you're doing a live cast, you want everything to be as smooth as possible. I know it's not easy. I know it's not, you know, you don't do it every time, but the smoother it is, the better, because then the plaster bandages are just going to fit better on you know, a smoother surface. You don't want all kinds of it'd just be hard to place into the plastic bandages if you don't smooth it out enough. But hey, you know, it can be rough. It's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you're just throwing silicone on someone's face. But, you know, as you can see, they're filling in all the gaps, making it look good, making it look pretty. And, you know, you also have to, you know, set a clock for the set time, because this stuff will start setting. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to keep messing around with it and lift any of it up. Just once it starts tacking, let it be. You're done. Move on to the next layer. And so now I'm going to do the last layer right here. And so there I go. I'm just doing basically all the finishing touches with this last batch of standard set. And then I'm going to go around his nose with it, because that is very important. You want to get a good impression of the nose. It's just very important. You don't want to have to do a corrective and try to sculpt out where the nostrils are. Make sure you just get a good impression. Maybe go a little tiny bit in the nose, but be careful. Do not block the nose passage. All right, and I think we did it. It is all good to go. And I think right here we're starting the bandages. So we got Lawrence down there wetting the bandages, wringing them out, and he is handing them up to us, and we are applying them. And so you're only going to apply one half at a time. So either you're going to do the front or the back. You pick. We're doing the front first, so that it will have more time to dry. And so you're only doing half. And see how I sort of drew that line down the center of it with those bandages and the really long ones. This is what I use the really long ones for. And draw a line because that's the first half. And so we're just bandaging this guy up. And again, be careful around the nose. I'm doing it right now. See, I put that small strip, and then I'm going to do another strip up under his nose. And then I'm going to make sure I leave the nostrils clear. And boom, check this out. We got it done. And still working on the front of it. Making sure it's nice and solid. You want a big thick layer so that this, when you pull it apart, the shell doesn't break. Because the shell, the bandages right here, is what keeps the silicones formed. Because you can't pour stone just directly in the silicone without it deforming, because then you're going to have a weird shaped head. So as long as you have this wrapped around it, it's going to be a good cast. Because this is going to hold it all together for you. All right, so now what I'm doing here is it's set up, it's semi-hard, it's not soft anymore, so I just put Vaseline around the edges, just around on top of the edge and around the edges, only because you want one half to release from the second half. So you're going to overlap each other, but you're only going to overlap where you put the Vaseline. So I just put the Vaseline over the edge of it so that we can overlap, so it'll fit together nice and snug like a puzzle, so that you can get a good form once you cast it. Now we're just doing all the back. So make sure you just Vaseline it good so that it will separate pretty easily when you need to separate it. All right, still just, and you see me grab his forehead right there. I'm trying to take some weight off of him by holding his head up. Because again, you're putting a ton of silicone on somebody's head, and then you're putting like just bricks of plaster on their face as well, so it's weighing them down. Especially if the guy's a little bit slimmer, it's a lot of weight to hold your head up with, and plus it's getting really hot in there. So you want to take as much stress off of your model as possible. So every now and then just try to hold their head up, just give a little bit of support, take a little bit off of them, and heck, they might even fall asleep inside there. So the last thing you want them to do is just doze off and fall forward. So make sure you're holding them up a little bit. And that's exactly what I'm doing right here, just propping his head up. Okay, now he's a little bit over there long, but now I'm just giving him a little bit of support. Just hold his head up a little bit. I'm holding it back. Now I'm holding his chin. Just give him a little bit of support. Something funny is about to come up. You just wait. Here it goes. Watch this. Boom! I just busted a light bulb with my forehead. I got it on camera. I just pointed at the camera. So now it's a little bit more dim in there. I gotta reset the camera because the lights went out, so it's not as bright. But it's pretty funny. I busted my head on the light bulb. I just wanted to leave that in there. I thought that was very entertaining. All right, now here it's brightened up a little bit. There it goes. All right. So again, this is not a tutorial. So I didn't show the removal of the silicone or the plaster. Probably should have, but we wanted to get them out of there as soon as possible, so I just didn't turn on the camera. We just pried him out, but all you really got to do is just pop off the plaster and get him to wiggle his face a little bit, and then cut a slit up the back, and then as long as he's wiggling his face, it'll loosen it up, and then pull it right off. But be gentle. Don't rip it off somebody's face. You also don't want to rip the silicone. So just be careful. Make sure you do your research before you do a live cast. And so just do your research, know all the steps, know the materials to use. We used the Body Double Silk and the Body Double Standard set today from Smooth On. But there's a lot more materials of that with the plaster, stirring sticks. Just do your research. Take care of your model. Your model is the #1 priority, especially if it's somebody like Doug Jones. If you're doing a Doug Jones live cast, first of all, this is an honor. And he's a pretty big actor. He's he's a great guy. You don't want to hurt him. That's the last thing you don't want to do is hurt a guy as cool and as kind as Doug. So this is pretty much the video. This is just us goofing around towards the end, taking pictures, just being weird, and selfies, of course. This is our Instagram time right here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a pretty amazing experience for me, Alana, and Lawrence. And now that we're gonna be collaborating on a makeup, it's gonna be amazing. I just cannot wait. So I'm just gonna let you guys. I'm just gonna be quiet and let you guys watch the rest of this video while I watch as well, because this is my first time watching this video. So even though I clipped it all together. Enjoy. Alright, and so, yep, this is us. Complete. We did it. Oh, too cute. And me and Dougie right there. I love that guy. He's awesome. And this is the final cast. Well, this isn't the final cast. It's going to be remolded. It's going to look much better than this. But this is one of the first ones I pulled out. So check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time. Catch you later.